Welcome to Destination Deanna. I'm Deanna, love guide to all and kept wife strategist to the women I'm called to serve. Please consider my channel your self-help learning library for love. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for our weekly coaching gem, where I give guidance to elevate your love experience. And on Wednesdays at 1 p.m., tune in for Sounds About Wife, where I give my unique wife perspective and prepare professional women like you to become kept wives. So hit that subscribe button and let's start this love journey together. See you soon, my loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You keep saying that I'm waiting on God. But what if I told you he's actually waiting on you? Waiting on you to let go of who you were so he can show you who you're meant to be. I'm Deanna, the kept wife strategist, a relational wealth advocate. And in this episode of Sounds About Wife, we're naming the real expense of your stuckness, right? And it's not just emotional. So if you stick with me till the end of the episode, I'm going to show you 3 ways that comfort is keeping you common, or in this case, stuck with results you don't want, right? And I'm going to give you the one bold move that will shift everything. So I always like to start by kind of personalizing the lesson, right? Letting you know where this comes from for me. So you know, I'm never speaking down, right? I'm gathering and we're sharing together. I may be a few steps ahead, but I've been through this. I can speak so confidently about how to change these things because I was once where you are now, and I know the way out of it. And actually, because I made all of the mistakes and missteps, I can actually tell you a better way, a better way than what I did, right? I made some great choices, but it also took me much longer because I didn't have the blueprints. I didn't have all the strategy, but you have me. So you're going to have that. To give you an anchor scripture, one scripture that comes to mind for me is Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is a common scripture. We hear it all the time, but I really try to implement this in my life, right? Consistently renewing of my mind. And if I could summarize it all, I would say growth costs less than regret. So the longer you stay stuck, stay in the same repeat cycles, stay doing the same things, stay thinking the same things, stay saying the same things, you are going to stay where you are. And down the line, you're just going to have a bunch of regret, right? So growth does take effort, does take time, does take energy, does take resources. And sometimes it is painful, but it is so it's worth it. And it's worth way more than the regret of staying the same. Right. And I found, being a coach for over 10 years, the reason most women feel stuck isn't because they're not ready for love. Even though they'll say that, oh, I'm not ready to date. I'm all these things. Right. But it's really because they refuse to renew their mind. Their mind is stuck on what went wrong, what didn't happen for them, the cost of their past decisions, or even sometimes stuck on their surroundings and what people around them are going through. But when you do renew your mind, you will realize that the pain of the growth isn't punishment. It's actually just preparation. But the preparation is only going to work on the version of you who's actually willing to release that old version. Okay. So let's get right into the 3 ways that comfort is keeping you calm in. So, number 1 is familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. Let me say that again. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. You know what heartbreak feels like. You know the patterns. You've learned how to survive in dysfunction. But the healthy love that you say you want, that feels foreign. So without even knowing it, you sabotage it. And God is actually trying to prepare you for joy, but instead you're rehearsing pain. Number 2, repetition feels like progress, but it's just motion, right? And I have fallen into this, right? You might be doing the same things with different men and calling it growth. You may be doing the same things in different situations, different circumstances, and calling it growth. But like the example I gave, if it's the same patterns with different men, that's really just circular dating. That's not growth, right? Or for my marrieds, because I know I have a lot of married women that watch as well, you're in a marriage that has plateaued, right? Because you keep clinging to what used to work, right? You're still stuck in those past patterns. Progress requires evolution, right? Love isn't a loop. It should be more like a launch pad for more. Now, number 3, you're defending the version of you that God's trying to deliver you from, right? The defense mechanisms, the stories, the excuses. That mindset has expired. And actually, it's draining to your destiny, right? Comfort can be cute, but it will rob you if you let it linger too long. So I remember when I kept kind of crying out to God about, why my first husband wasn't changing, right? Why it wasn't working, why the marriage was the way that it was. And God responded to me so clearly, like, you're still the same person that got into this. You haven't changed either. And I was like, whew, okay. I was like defending the version of myself that God was trying to deliver me from, right? And I was focusing outward and I was stuck in a loop, right? And I even remember one of my capties coming to me saying, like, I feel like I'm stuck in a loop with men who just say the right thing, but they never do the right thing. And because I had been through this, I was able to just tell her, then stop being the same woman who entertains it. You see the shift in focus, right? The focus inward, what you can control, and realizing that you can't be the same. If you're getting the same results, some part of you is still the same. The part of you that's accepting it, the part of you that is allowing it, right? And once she embraced that, everything in her love life shifted. Her peace returned, more quality men came, and she was getting the treatment that she wanted. So what I want you to take away from today, right? The life and love that you want, they aren't denied, right? It's not that you're being denied it. They're just delayed by your decisions. This season isn't just about desire, right? It's not enough to desire better. You need to be deliberate about your transformation, right? And because I always want to bring awareness to what's going on, but then I'm also going to give you something that will help you shift it, help you transform. So on December 18th, I'm hosting my 4th annual release ceremony. This is a sacred moment where you can drop every weight, every old story, every false narrative that's keeping you common, that is costing you the life and love that you truly desire, right? We're going to be releasing old mindsets, renewing your self-worth, and resetting our feminine identity. You want to be there. And because I want to remove any barrier that could stop a woman from her next level, it's free. It is free to attend. And this is no small feat because the release ceremony is my most popular virtual event. This will be my 4th year doing it. And every other year, it has been reserved for my private clients. Until last year, I opened it up publicly, but it was not free. It was not free. This year, it is open to the public and it is free to attend. I want as many women as possible to come and experience what it feels like to have a weight lifted, emotional weight lifted, so that you enter into your new year, your new season lighter, with space to receive, right? This is going to help you prepare for the love that you actually want to call in 2026. So there is a link to register in the description notes of the live. Go ahead and register. Again, it's free. You just need your name and email to register. Now, if you are like me and you just love the VIP treatment, I get it. I'm always going to give you a VIP option. The very next morning, I'm doing a reset session. So you'll get the opportunity to ask me questions, get, personalized guidance, as well as I'll be walking us through a little activity that kind of resets us, takes the release even further, prepares you more for 2026. It is happening live inside of the Kepti Academy. So you have to join the Academy to get access. But I've even made that deal sweet because you can join the Kepti Academy with a free trial for 7 days. So you get to come, see what's all in there, see what's going on, and I guarantee you won't want to leave. I have 100% retention for any woman that does the free trial. She stays. That's why I don't mind. I don't mind letting you see what's going on. If you're serious, come take a look, meet the other Keptis, and you can make your decision in 7 days if you want to stay. So yeah, there you go. You have your 2 options. You can attend the release ceremony for free, or you can upgrade, attend the ceremony, and get the VIP session and join our community of Keptis. So in closing, staying the same feels cheaper, right? It's easier. It doesn't cost you anything. So you think it actually does. It costs you everything that you're praying for, because what you're praying for is change, right? And change requires you to change. So don't keep letting the cost of staying stuck, staying the same, cost you the future that you desire to have, especially when it comes to love. So as I always say, kept wives are first kept women. Kept women are fit, feminine, and financed, right? By themselves. We don't just talk change. They release what no longer serves them, and they receive what God always intended. So when you are ready for the winning kept wife strategy, you know who you come to. Deanna, the kept wife strategist, right? So until next week, well, not next week, because I'm going to be on vacation next week, but the week after, keep it kept. Yeah, that sounds about wife. See you all on, I believe it is the 17th. I'll be back with the next episode of Sounds About Wife on December 17th. See you then.